Immune system. Introduction to the immune system. The immune system is a complex network of organs, cells, and proteins within the body that acts as a defense mechanism. It is kind of army of our body against harmful invaders like bacteria, virus, parasites, and even cancerous cells. By identifying and eliminating them while protecting the body's own health tissues, it essentially distinguishes self and non-self. Like it knows that if the thing is from the body or outside the body. Key points about the immune system function: to protect the body from foreign harmful substances, and pathogens by recognizing and attacking them. All right, now the components. There are some physical barriers, and there are white blood cell, leukocyte. So physical barrier: skin, mucous membrane lining the respiratory and digestive tracts that act as the first line of defense by preventing entry of pathogens. While white blood cells, leukocytes, they are key players in the immune response, including neutrophils, macrophages, natural killer cells, B lymphocytes, and T lymphocytes, each with specific roles in fighting infections. Lymphatic system, a network of vessels and nodes that transport immune system throughout the body. While antibodies are proteins produced by beta cells that specifically bind to the antigen, foreign substances, or pathogen, marking them for destruction. Now, immune response phase. There are two types of immunity: innate immunity and adaptive immunity. Well, now what is the difference between innate and acquired adaptive immunity? Innate is a rapid, non-specific response involving cells like macrophages engulfing pathogens and inflammatory response to contain the infection, while adaptive immunity is a slower, highly specific response where the immune system remembers previously encountered pathogens and mounts a target attack against them through the activation of beta and B and T lymphocytes. Important immune system organs: bone marrow, thymus, lymph nodes, and spleen. We will discuss them each in details. Innate immunity. The innate system, innate immunity. The immune system is the body's defense mechanism against infections, harmful substances, and foreign invaders. It is divided into innate and adaptive immunity. While adaptive immunity is highly specific and develops over time, innate immunity serves as the body's immediate and non-specific defense against pathogens. It acts as the first line of defense, recognizing and eliminating threats before they can cause harm. Components of innate immunity. Innate immunity consists of physical barriers, chemical defenses, and cellular responses that work together to protect the body. Number one is physical and chemical barriers. In physical barriers, skin is the first and main organ, and physical and chemical barriers are also known as the first line of defense. So skin act as a tough, impermeable barrier that prevents pathogen entry. So it is hard for the pathogens to cross the skin. Mucous membrane lines the respiratory, digestive, and urogenital tracts, trapping pathogens in mucus and expelling them with cilia, coughing, or sneezing. Now, tears, saliva, and sweat also contain lysozyme, an enzyme that breaks down bacterial cell wall and also engulfs them. Stomach acid kills many ingested pathogen with its lower pH, while normal microbiota, beneficial bacteria on the skin or in the gut, compete with harmful microbes, preventing their growth. The physical innate immunity: the tear, mucosal membrane, the skin, saliva, and blood-brain barrier. Cellular components, second line of defense. Cellular components, the second line of defense. And cellular components, if pathogen bypass the first line of defense, immune cells recognize and respond to the infection. Number one is phagocytes, cells that engulf and digest pathogens. So the phagocyte is a key mechanism of innate immunity, where immune system cells engulf harmful microbes and cellular um, debris. The main phagocytic cells are neutrophils, macrophages. So neutrophils are the first responder. They are the most abundant WBCs in circulation, 50 to 70% of total WBCs, and it arrives first at the site of the infection and rapidly engulf bacteria, fungi and debris, and contain granules filled with enzymes that break down pathogens. It releases neutrophils, extracellular traps, and entities and sticky web of DNA and proteins that trap and kill microbes. Short-lived after attacking pathogens, they die and form pus. Macrophages. Now, macrophages derived from monocytes are a type of WC that differentiate upon entering tissues. They are larger and longer lived than neutrophils, and they continuously patrol tissues, engulfing and digesting bacteria, viruses, and dead cells. It releases cytokines that signal other immune cells to the site of infection, and that can present pathogen fragments antigen to adaptive immune cells, linking innate and adaptive immunity. Found in almost all tissues with specialized form. So the alveolar macrophages, cover cells, microglia in brain, and osteoclast in bones. The third type is the dendritic cell. The dendritic cells is usually the bridge between innate and adaptive immunity. It is found in tissues that connect the external environment, skin, lung, and intestine. It captures pathogen, break them down, and present with the antigen to T cells, activating adaptive immunity. It migrates to lymph nodes where they initiate immune responses. It acts as spies, detecting infections and reporting them to the adaptive immune system. Number two is natural killer lymphocyte. Natural killer lymphocyte. They recognize and kill virus infected cell and cancer cells without needing prior exposure. It releases perforins, pore-forming proteins, and enzymes that trigger cell death and that do not attack normal cells due to self-recognition signal from healthy cells. Granulocytes, cells containing toxic granules. Number third. So granulocyte is further divided into basophils, mast cells, and eosinophils. So basophils circulate in the blood and release histamine, which increase blood flow and immune cell movement, while the mast cell found in tissues, especially near to lung and blood, etc., and it release histamine and other inflammatory chemicals. And eosinophils attack parasites, especially helminth, like the worms, by releasing toxic protein. It is involved in asthma and allergic reactions. Adaptive immunity, which is the second type. The immune system in the body defense mechanism against harmful pathogens, including bacteria, virus. Now, innate immunity and adaptive immunity. While innate immunity provides immediate but non-specific, adaptive immunity is a highly specialized and targeted system that develop over time. Remember, the adaptive immunity usually develop over time. Adaptation means like adapting to an environment. So they usually adapt over time in response to specific pathogen. Key characteristic: they are highly specific. They have memory, like it retains the memory of past infection, and they are diverse. It can recognize and respond to a vast number of different antigens and self-tolerance. It can distinguish between a self, the body own self, and non-self. Components of adaptive immunity. Components of adaptive immunity. Number one is antigen presenting cells. Antigen presenting cells. APCs. The APCs play a crucial role in initiating adaptive immune response by capturing, processing, and presenting antigen to T cell. The main types of APCs are dendritic cell. We studied this in the innate immunity as well. The most efficient APCs found in tissues that come into contact with the external environment, for example, the skin, lungs, and intestines. They migrate to lymph nodes to activate T cells. The number two is macrophages and beta cells. Macrophages is large phagocytic cell that engulf pathogen and present their antigen to T cells. While beta cell, in addition to producing antibodies, the beta cell can also act as APCs by presenting antigen to help T helper cells. APCs present antigen on major histocompatibility complex AMC molecule, which help T cells to recognize and respond to specific pathogen. Number two is beta cells. Beta cells are humoral immunity. Beta cells are responsible for the humoral immune response, meaning they produce antibodies that circulate in the blood in lymph to neutralize the pathogen. Function of beta cells: antigen recognition. They recognize the antigen, and activation and differentiation. So they once activated, beta cell differentiate into plasma cells and to plasma cell and memory B cell. So plasma cell produce and secrete large amounts of antibodies, while memory B cell remain in circulation and respond quickly upon re-exposure to the same antigen. Anti-immunoglobulin production. Plasma cells secrete antibodies, immunoglobulins, which help eliminate pathogens. The main type of antibodies include IgG and IgA. IgG provide a long-term immunity and it is the most abundant antibody in the blood, while IgA found in mucosal secretions, salivary tears, and breast milk, and protects mucosal surfaces. The IgM, IgE, and IgD. The IgM, the first antibody produced during an infection. IgE is involved in allergic responses, allergic reaction, while the IgD plays a minor role in beta cell activation. Now, the mechanism of antibody action. Antibodies help eliminate pathogens through several mechanisms: neutralization, opsonization, and complement activation. So it triggers a cascade of protein that leads to the destruction of pathogen, and the complement system is active, and that's how the pathogen is destroyed. Number 3 is T cell or cell mediated immunity. T cells are responsible for cell mediated immunity response, which targets infected or abnormal cell directly. Types of T cells. Number 1 is T helper cell. It's called helper T cell or T helper cell. CD4 T cells or cytotoxic T cells or CD8 T cells. So helper cells, they recognize antigen present on MHC class II molecules and release cytokines that stimulate beta cells, cytotoxic T cells, and macrophages, essential for coordinating the immune response. While cytotoxic T cells, CD8 T cells recognize antigens present on MHC class I molecules found on all nucleated cells. Number 2, they destroy infected, cancerous, or foreign cells by releasing perforins, which create holes in the target cell membrane, and granzymes, which trigger apoptosis. Regulatory T cells and memory cells. Regulatory T cells suppress excessive immune response to prevent autoimmunity, while they maintain immune system balance and tolerate to self-antigen. The memory T cell usually persists long-term after infection and enable a faster immune response upon re-exposure to the same antigen. Major histocompatibility complex (MHC). The MHC is a group of proteins that on cell surface that help present antigen in T cell. There are two main types: MHC class 1 and MHC class 2. MHC class 1 found usually on all nucleated cells and present antigen to cytotoxic T cell CD8, while MHC class 2 found only on antigen presenting cells and present antigen to T helper CD4, which coordinate immune response. Number 5 is cytokines, the immune system. The immune system messenger. Cytokines are the immune system messenger. Cytokines are signaling molecules that help regulate the immune system. Different cytokines have different functions. Number 1 is interleukins, interferons, and tumor necrosis factor (TNF). Interleukin help activate beta and T cells, while interferons help fight viral infections by interfering with viral replication. Tumor necrotic factor involved in inflammation and can induce apoptosis in infected cells. Immunological memory. Number 6, the last one. It is a key feature of adaptive immunity in is its ability to remember pathogens through memory B and T cells. These cells allow for a faster and strong response upon re-exposure to the same antigen, the basic of vaccine which prime the immune system to recognize and fight specific function. Stages of adaptive immune response. Number 1, antigen recognition. Number 2, clonal expansion. Number 3, effector response. Number 4, immunological memory. Antigen recognition. Dendritic cells, macrophages, and B cells act as antigen-presenting cells by capturing antigen and presenting them to T cells with major histocompatibility complex. Clonal expansion. Upon a T and B cells recognize an antigen, it undergoes rapid proliferation, while effector response is basically when the beta cells produce antibodies that neutralizes pathogens, and the cytotoxic T cells kill infected cells, and helper T cell enhances the immune response by secreting cytokines. Number 4 is immunological memory. The memory B and T cells remain in circulation, allowing for a faster and stronger immune response upon re-exposure to the same pathogen. So this is the basics for immune vaccination, which primes the immune system against specific disease. Now, the last topic for today for this topic is types of adaptive responses. Adaptive response may be classified based on how it is acquired. So, um, active immunity and passive immunity. Active immunity, the body produce its own immune response. So natural occurs after infection and artificial induced through vaccination. And passive immunity is transferred from another source. For example, natural through maternal antibodies, for example, via breast milk, and artificial through antibodies injection, for example, monoclonal antibodies.